Open immediately, my beloved child. Let me start by sharing a truth that might make your heart skip a beat for just a second. The time is already running out, like a clock that's begun its countdown without you noticing. Right now, somewhere in your home, among the people you care about most, or connected through your family ties, someone is getting way too close to a terrible end. But hold on, don't let fear take over just yet. Pay close attention to what I'm about to say, because it could change the whole situation for the better. This isn't some ordinary note or random words. It's a serious alert, a hidden truth coming to light, and a secret path that's appearing right before your eyes. It all started with a quiet hint, something you didn't catch with your ears, but it was aimed straight at you. Maybe it was a little tug in your chest, an odd idea that popped into your head last night that you brushed off, or a weird sensation when you opened your eyes this morning. You probably thought it was nothing important, but it wasn't. That was the very first clue. And now, you need to grasp something really strong and real. You have what it takes to stop whatever bad thing is heading your way. Yes, I'm talking about you. Not through some kind of spell or make-believe story, but through the choices you make in the coming minutes, the things you become aware of, and the steps you decide to take before everything gets set in stone and can't be changed. Picture this in your mind. There's a family member, someone who relies on you without saying it out loud, someone whose laughter is familiar to you, whose company feels normal and comforting, and whose sudden absence would hurt you in a way that's hard to put into words. This person is heading straight into a situation that could end it all for them. It might be a sudden accident, a simple error in judgment, a gut feeling they ignore, or a road they didn't plan to go down but end up on anyway. Something that starts small but turns into something that can't be fixed. But here's the part where things start to turn around. Because at this very moment, you've been handed a special opportunity to spot the trouble before it strikes. Not every person gets a chance like this. Not everyone picks up on the hints. But for you, life has cracked open this small window of time. And the big question hanging in the air is, are you going to peek through it and see what's really there? You have to start being more observant. Think about who in your life has been behaving a bit oddly recently, who has been quieter than normal, who headed out the door later than they usually do today, who didn't answer when you tried to reach them, who looked like their mind was somewhere else, or seemed worried, or pulled away emotionally in the last few days. There's somebody near you, somebody you hold dear, who's dealing with a heavy load that you haven't fully noticed yet. But that load is big enough to tip their life in a bad direction. The world around us doesn't shout out dangers with a big voice. Instead, it sends soft hints, like quiet murmurs. And today, that murmur is getting stronger and harder to ignore. Let me help you see the scene that's building up ahead, so you really get why this is so urgent. It's a regular day, nothing special, everything looks calm and safe. No red flags waving around. But real threats don't usually show up with a fanfare. They sneak in during everyday habits. They hide in the stuff we take for granted as harmless. They lurk in the quick moments we don't even think about. And that's exactly why this bad event is so near. Because nobody expects it, but now you do. Maybe a noise will suddenly cut through the quiet. Maybe a phone will ring at an awkward time. Maybe a street will be crossed without looking properly. Maybe a foot will step forward without caution. Maybe a choice will be made without seeing the risk on the horizon. And in that one split second, life could fall apart completely. But not if you do something about it. Not if you grasp what this message is getting you ready for. Not if you stick with me until the last word. Pay close attention now. You're being there. You're noticing things. Your next action, that's the strength you have in your hands. You might believe that you can't alter what life has planned, but those plans can change the instant you choose to notice what others miss. Think about holding someone back just as they are about to walk out. Think about dialing their number right when they need something to pull their attention away. Think about spotting a warning sign that nobody else caught. Think about being the person who makes sure a disaster never occurs. And the wildest thing is, you might not even know you did it, because the threat will fade away before it gets close. But you'll sense this odd lightness in your body, a peaceful feeling washing over you, and knowing that something awful was almost here but slipped away instead. Life only shares these alerts with people who can deal with the real facts. And the fact here is that a major event is on the verge of happening. Something you have to get ready for. Something tied directly to the words that caught your eye and made you open this. A family member is facing a tragic end, and you hold the key to stopping it. These aren't empty phrases. This is a turning point in your path. And just by reading this far, you've already made the first move to fix what could have been a permanent loss. In what comes next, I'll point out the specific clues you should be looking for, the ones that prove the risk is already inching nearer. These clues are sneaky, tucked away, and easy to overlook. But when you learn them, you'll be able to step in before the chance is gone. What you're going to hear soon will stir you up in a surprising way. Don't jump ahead. My beloved child, let me pull you into a deeper space than before. Something is happening out of sight, without any noise. And before you know it, the space around you will fill with a pressing need that you can't push aside. The real story is sneaking up, one little move at a time. Even if your surroundings seem totally fine, the threat is already staring. It's like a dark shape in the corner, quiet and invisible, biding its time for the perfect instant to jump out. But here you are, right at the spot where knowing about it can actually reshape what life has in store. And this is where you become stronger than you ever thought possible. You might notice a weird draw inside yourself at this moment. A squeeze, a soft voice in your heart that won't go quiet. That's not just being scared. It's you starting to recognize something. Your brain is catching up to what your feelings picked up on way earlier. You're realizing this isn't some casual read. It's like a rope being tossed to you just as a big wave is about to crash. You're being asked to observe everything carefully, to catch the details that people usually skip over without a second thought, because the line between an average day and a heartbreaking event is often just a choice that's made a bit too late. Consider how life can flip so fast. 1 minute, things are steady and calm, and the next, a quick change throws it all off. A plan thrown together at the last second, a sudden switch in direction, a step taken without focus, a deep feeling that wasn't talked about. Life's twists don't always come with a loud bang. Sometimes they slip in softly and stand right next to someone you care about, without them even sensing it. And the one who can prevent it is often the person who felt the worry before anything bad even started. That person is you. There's someone in your house or your family who's been a little different these days. On the outside, they might look okay, with a smile on their face, chatting like usual, going through their daily stuff, but there's a slight change in how they carry themselves. Maybe you saw it without really thinking about it. Maybe they took a beat before replying to you. Maybe they looked worn out but said everything was fine. Maybe they walked out without a proper farewell. Maybe their thoughts seemed far away, even when they were right there with you. These small things aren't accidents. They're signals trying to get through to you, hoping you'll notice before it's past the point of no return. Try to see them in your head right now. Bring up their face. Think back to the last words they said to you. Go over those little moments that didn't sit right. Each thing you remember is a hint. The world is laying out parts of the puzzle for you because you're the only one who can put it together fast enough. And once it all clicks, your gut will lead you to the exact time when stepping in will be the best thing you ever do for them. There will be a time coming up soon where just being there, or saying something, or even pausing for a second will keep someone from walking into harm's way. You might think that sounds over the top, But life doesn't worry about seeming dramatic. It worries about when things happen. The gap between life going on as normal or coming to a sudden stop can be as tiny as a phone call that's put off, a knock at the door at just the right time, a question you choose to ask, or an alert you feel driven to share. You have to keep your eyes open. You have to stay in touch. And you have to believe that all of this is setting you up to move exactly when it counts the most. And keep this in mind as you go through this. You're not by yourself. There are others who could use hearing something like this. People who might keep someone safe in their own world if they get a heads up when it matters. So if this is grabbing hold of your feelings, if you sense the pressure growing in your body, don't hold it in. Pass it on. Let others know to be watchful. Leave a note if this hits home for you. Be sure to sign up so you don't miss out on the alerts that are there to keep you and your dear ones safe. Sometimes, just sharing one thing can stop a whole bunch of pain that lasts forever. Think about how many quiet disasters could be avoided if more folks had the same alertness you're getting right now. Because the real deal is, trouble hardly ever looks like trouble until it's too late. It blends into regular days. It pretends to be part of a safe routine. It waits patiently until somebody makes a wrong turn or misses a small sign. But today, you're not missing a thing. You're wide awake. You're ready. You're taking on the part that life set up for you without you knowing. Let me guide you even further in. Someone near you is about to have a time where their thoughts wander off, even if it's just for a bit. And in that wandering, the risk tries to creep in. But if you keep being mindful, if you tune into the hints, if you rely on the sensation building up in you, you'll know just when to step in. It could be with an easy question like, "Everything all right?" It could be a quick feeling to pick up the phone. It could be holding them back before they head out. These little moves might not seem like much, but they can turn the whole direction of what's meant to be. There's something your inner voice is trying to say. A name, a picture, a specific time. It's getting sharper, right? The weight you're carrying. The reason you can't just move on. The reason your pulse is a tad quicker is because the facts are lining up to show themselves. And believe me, what's next won't only catch you off guard. It will rock how you see what life has planned. Keep your guard up. Something hidden is getting nearer, and you have to be set to spot its moves before anybody else does. The big uncover ahead will flip everything you believe. My beloved child, something within you has started to change, hasn't it? The atmosphere feels denser. The quiet seems more intense. And the need to act is turning from just an emotion into something you can almost touch. You can nearly feel something peeking from the corner of your mind, waiting for you to catch the last piece that makes it all fit. The alert you got wasn't by chance. It wasn't a mistake. It was there to lead you to the real story that's drawing closer with each inhale. And now, you're ready to enter the section where it all starts to add up. You know, threats don't always charge in with big noises. Sometimes they slide in softly, fitting into the everyday parts of a person's life without them spotting it. The family member at risk might not feel anything coming. They could be going through their day thinking it's all good, not knowing about the dark spot growing just out of sight. And since they don't see it, the job lands on the person who does, the one who was drawn to this message with a strength they couldn't shake. That's you. Think hard. What's been going on near you these days? The weird quiet in the house. The strange strain in a voice. A time when someone met your gaze and then turned away fast, like they were keeping a secret. The unexplained sense that trouble is brewing. These aren't pointless. They're guides. They are links taking you to a fact you need to confront before time runs out. And the more you ponder, the more obvious it is that the one in trouble is nearer to you than you first guessed. Maybe they've looked worn out but said they're okay. Maybe their schedule shifted all of a sudden. Maybe they dashed out one day without a word. Maybe they've been lost in thought, like their head is full of stuff they haven't told anyone. Maybe they've been chatting less, chuckling less, or dodging talks. Or maybe they've acted totally fine, which can be the scariest clue because it covers up the chaos under the surface. And still, with all these hints, they don't know what's ahead. Life doesn't send alerts straight to the one in peril. It sends them to the person strong enough to do something. You are picked to notice what others can't because you have the feeling to jump in at the key time. Your alertness is the protection they don't know they are missing. You might not get it all yet, but your feelings do. Your feelings caught the upset before your thoughts could catch up. That's why you didn't skip past this. That's why something kept you reading word after word, waiting for what the world wants you to learn next. You have to trust that inner tug. It's leading you to the precise instant where being there will alter life's course. And trust me, that instant will show up quicker than you think. See someone at a fork in the road. One way is safe, the other leads to pain. Right now, someone you care for is too close to picking the bad way without knowing. They might go down a route that's too shadowy, too reckless, too hazardous. A little choice can unlock a door to something that can't be undone. But if you stay mindful, if you watch closely, you'll grab that chance before it plays out. There'll be a time soon, maybe in the coming hours or days, where your gut feeling jumps up. You might get a strong push to call someone without a reason. You might want to make sure they're okay. You might feel driven to hold them back before they go. You might even get a weird heaviness when you look at them, one you can't put into words. Don't brush that off. That's when life is talking straight to you. You have to react, even if you don't see why. Because afterward, when things settle, you'll see that your gut kept someone alive. And as you go with these feelings, remember that knowing about this isn't for keeping secret. People around you need to hear how fast things can change. They need to get the same protection you're getting. So if this is hitting you hard, if your heart is speeding up, if your thoughts are swirling with worry about who it might be, then spread that knowing. Say if you feel the draw. Sign up so you don't miss alerts that protect you and yours. Sometimes a message like this lands with someone right when they need it, and because they paid attention, they saved a life. Now sense what's going on in you. The strength growing, the wonder getting keener, the worry blending with resolve. That's the change. The time when you start going deeper into the hidden fact you were meant to find. You're getting nearer to the secret link between your gut and the threat coming. And the further you go, the sharper the face gets, the sharper the time gets, the sharper the risk gets. Something is growing. Something is closing in on the tail. Something is set to show itself. And when it does, how you see it all will change in a flash. What you're heading to won't just amaze you. It will rattle the base of what you think about life plans, gut feelings, and the unseen link that ties you to those you care for. Hold tight to this time. Take a breath. Keep watchful, because the uncover coming is larger than you guess. My beloved child, the time you're entering is weightier, deeper, and much stronger than what you've felt up to now. You can tell. A odd squeeze around your heart. An unseen force that won't let you overlook what's ahead. Something in you knows the real story is circling nearer, wrapping around your ideas, poking your gut, getting you ready for an uncover you were always supposed to see. And now, as the quiet grows thicker in your head, you'll start to get the true heaviness of the message that's been calling to you from the start. Think about how time doesn't go in straight paths, not in ways you can guess, but in soft curves. One instant looks safe, and the next is the spot that alters it all. Someone you love is heading right for one of those curves, not knowing what's waiting. They think today is just like any other. They think things are steady. They think risk is distant. But the fact is, risk seldom comes with clue steps. It hides behind everyday choices. It covers itself in regular times. It slips into laughs, talks, quiet, and even into times that seem too calm to doubt. And the one in risk now can't see it. But you can. Your gut has started sketching the shape. You felt the odd weight. You sensed the soft upset. Your brain has begun going over recent chats, recent moves, recent shifts that seemed minor then, but now stand out like alerts. You are starting to link things you didn't know were related. And the more you think, the more one face starts to stand out in your ideas. The face of the family member who's nearer to the brink than anyone knows. Maybe you saw they've been extra tired. Maybe they left home today in a hurry that felt off. Maybe they've been far away without reason. Maybe their grin didn't light up their eyes. Maybe they've skipped certain talks. Or maybe their ways haven't shifted at all, which is sometimes the coldest clue because the largest risks often hide under the best mask of everyday. But deep down, you feel something's wrong, and feelings like that don't show up without a goal. Try to recall the last time you talked to them. Go over how their voice sounded. Think about how they looked at you. Think if they waited before answering, if they seemed off track, if something in them felt heavier. These recalls are key. They are leading you. They are helping you see life's schedule before it locks into something that can't be changed. Someone close is walking unknowingly to a time that could shatter all. But life has given you a shot to block that time before it gets here. Imagine it as a quick slip, a fast turn, a brief loss of attention, a second of bad mood, a choice done too fast. These small spots in time are where pain hides. And if nothing gets in the way, they happen quietly until the harm is there. But if you stay mindful, if you stay linked, if you trust the feeling in your chest, you can be the break that life didn't see coming. You can be the words, the move, the being there that stops them from going into risk. You might not even know the exact time you save them. It could be as easy as calling out of the blue. It could be holding them back before they go out. It could be asking something that makes them stop. It could be spotting something odd and choosing to step in. And after, everything changes. The pain that was sneaking up will melt away before it touches them. They won't know how near they were to harm. They won't know your gut erased what could have been. But you will feel the wave of ease in your body. You will feel the odd peace coming. You will feel that something bad almost came but didn't.